Yeah, so the big discussion everyone always likes to talk about is, are you allowed to listen to music during the 3 weeks, during Sfir Sa'imer? What if it's singing, if it's not music, if it's a recording? So I was looking into it, and it turns out most of the discussion that everyone talks about is all year round. Are you allowed to listen to music?
Listen, when can we listen to music? Forget about when we can't.
So usually you think.
Hey, Rabbi Kriegsman, right?
Kriegsman.
Doesn't make me
What?
very happy.
Kriegsman. All right, wait. I hope I'm not too late. You started
you're
already.
pretty late.
We're starting right now.
We started 20 seconds ago.
Okay.
But you're late.
Don't make me feel good. I like
Nicholas, for my grandson, my new grandson.
Okay.
So it turns out that most of the discussion about listening to music isn't so much about the 3 weeks since Sfir Sa'imer. The biggest discussion is all year round who says you're allowed to listen to music.
Oh, that's from Rabbi Moshe. He says, I think he has a very machmer, right? He has a tshuva that after bais hamikdash, Tominish can music ever, right?
It's not religious.
I didn't learn it, but I remember hearing it because Rabbi Moshe is a lot of times a maker, and that was in this. He was very machmer, right?
Our salvation coincide, but the movies are more awkward. No more.
Okay.
And to my son and my daughter-in-law.
And the baby says, what is it, a boy?
So what's the problem? What's the problem with listening to music? What's the problem with listening to music? So there's the Gemara. The Gemara in Seita says that there's a gzeira that not to listen to music not to listen to music. What was the gzeira? Yeah, looking at Maramaki number 1, there's a Gemara in Seita, Daf Mem Ches Amar Aleph. The Mishnah says, so one line in the Mishnah, says, Misha Batula Sanhedrin, once the Sanhedrin was inspatel from the bais hamikdash, at the times of the churban, Batal Hashir mi bais hamishtais. All the singing and the music became the spatel from the drinking house, from the party houses, the drinking houses. They didn't play any more music. Where do we know this? That you don't listen to music, you don't play music after the Sanhedrin and the bais hamikdash was destroyed. Shenemar, it says Bashir le yishtu yayin. Pasuk says Bashir, with music you should not drink wine. So here the Mishnah tells us in Seita that at the times of the churban you should not listen to music.
Wait, you could say. Wait. But maybe you could be medayik. You're not allowed to do music when you're drinking wine.
We're getting there.
My brother-in-law,
we're getting there. That's where we're getting to.
She was never allowed to play music when they ate. But she timed it, because she has a Kabbalah that is awesome.
So let's see. Look in Maramaki number 2, there's a Gemara in Gittin. The Gemara also discusses this. Are you allowed to listen to music? Why are you not allowed to listen to music? And the Gemara over there, he brings another pasuk where we learn this out from. Look at Maramaki number 2. The Gemara says, Sholchu lei lamar ukva, the end of the first line. Zimra minala and the aser. How do we know that it's aser to play and listen to music? So Shirtit, he inscribed and he wrote to him the Kosav Lahu Al Tismach Yisrael Al Gilba Amin. He wrote in the pasuk. So the pasuk says Al Tismach Yisrael. The Yidden don't rejoice. Al Gilba Amin. Don't be happy with the nations. That's the pasuk he brought. It says you shouldn't be rejoiceful. So there we learn that you shouldn't listen to music after the churban. But then he asked, why don't you bring the Mishnah, the pasuk which the Mishnah already said before? Bashir la yishtu yain, yemar sheikha l'sheisav. Bashir, with music you should not drink wine, and sheikha should become bitter to those who drink it. So why don't you bring that pasuk? Why do you have to bring a different pasuk? So he answers, imihahu. Hava mina. If I only had that pasuk Bashir la yishtu yain, what would I think? Hanimi la zimra demana. I would think music from instruments you're not allowed to listen to. I only have one pasuk. I tell you, what type of music is it coming to tell me I can't have? Playing instruments, guitars, violins, and harps. That's also. But zimra aval b'depuma shadi. I would think regular singing from my mouth without instruments. I would think that's okay. Therefore, kamashim alone. Therefore, we need two psukim. One pasuk teaches me that instruments is asur, and the second pasuk comes and teaches me that even singing is asur. After the bais hamikdash was destroyed.
Mabuko is more machmir. Mabuko says that even bapeh is not allowed to sing.
Yeah. So we have two psukim, and from both these psukim we learn that both playing instruments and both singing is a problem after the churban bais hamikdash. So the Gemara didn't give us any rules when is it asur. So the Rambam in the Tshuva, he takes it very, very, very literally. He says you're not allowed to listen to any music at all, no matter when.
No, he doesn't
say no matter when. He said
after the churban.
Yeah, after the churban, you're not allowed to listen to me. You're not allowed to listen.
The Rambam said not allowed to. In the time of the Rambam, there was no record, there's no music, there's no tape. The only music was when people play. And you have
we'll see if there's a reason to make a difference nowadays. but the Rambam is the most extreme. He says that it's asur
to listen when it's playing. There was no other way.
It is asur to listen to. Rashi is more lenient. Rashi and Tosfos, they have two other ways. If you look at that, like you pointed out earlier, what does the Mishnah say? The first Mishnah says, Misha Batal Sanhedrin, Batal Hashir. Where did the music become Batal? Mi bais hamikdash. From the places where they are drinking and they're having a party. So Rashi says, where is it asur to sing? When you're drinking wine, you have mashka, you're having a party. That's when it's really joyous, when it's freilich. That's when you're not allowed to play music. But if you're not drinking wine, you're not having a party, you're allowed to listen to music. So Rashi comes, saves the day. He tells us that no, you're allowed to listen to music as long as you're not drinking wine with it. Tosfos brings from the Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi says that it's from the Yerushalmi that the Isser also applies to even when there's not wine, to someone who's accustomed to listening to music all day long, like kings and rich people, that they will wake up to a band playing music and they will go to sleep to music being played. Such a person who's so spoiled, he listens to music all day long. For him, it's also asur to listen to music.
We're all kings these days. We're all kings these days.
We're all kings. We all have our iPods.
Melech always could play music.
So these are so this is the machlekes, right? So the Mishnah and the Gemara tells us you're not allowed to listen to music after the churban. The Rambam takes it kipshutai, and that he doesn't give any tanaim. He says not allowed to listen to singing or not allowed to listen to singing or instruments. Rashi said what?
Acapella is not.
Acapella is also a problem.
They have special tapes acapella.
Oh, so the question is, where does that come from? Yeah. So
what's called music.
The question no, so the Rambam in Tshuva, he says it's also. Rashi says that he already tones down the whole Isser. He says the whole Isser is only when you're drinking wine. And Tosfos says that it also applies even when you're not drinking wine, someone who's used to listening to it all day long. So look inside the Torah, Maramakin number 3 brings down these opinions. So the Torah says, the Asur kol minei shir. The Chamin said it's also to play any types of music, bein bekli, bein bepeh, whether it's an instrument or whether you're singing. Pirush Rashi explains, when is it also? Kigoyin l'shrei b'beis hamikdash. Right, like the pasuk says, b'shir le'yishtu yayim. It doesn't say you shouldn't sing. It says le'yishtu b'shir le'yishtu yayim. There's no problem with shir. The only problem with shir is when you're drinking wine. So that's what Rashi says. That even without a party and drinking, it's also asur. The dafka misha ragel bakach, but dafka for someone who is accustomed to this all the time. Kahut the Isav Yerushalmi, like the story the Yerushalmi says that Reish Galusa have a kohen v'damich b'zimra. The Reish Galusa he would arise and he would go to sleep with music. Pirush v'shachvei v'kumei hayim ezamin lefano. When he would go to sleep, when he would wake up, he would have a band playing music for him.
Right, so I don't understand. He's saying only in such an eifin where he's getting it all day, that you're not allowed? What are they saying lahalachi?
So the halacha Rashi says that the whole Isser only applies when there's wine.
Right. Yeah.
Tosfos agrees that when there's wine it's going to be a problem. There's no wine, it's not a problem. But he says there's an exception that if someone's so accustomed to it, like kings who they listen to music when they wake up and they go to sleep, for them it's going to be also even without drinking wine.
What, the music?
But I'm confused. Right now they're doing it all day.
There's, according to Rashi, when you put Rashi and Tosfos together, there are only two times where it's going to be usher to listen to music.
So
one is when there's wine,
yeah,
and two is even if there's no wine, but this person is a person who is so accustomed to music, he can't live without. He goes to sleep with it. He wakes up with it.
Yeah, no. So what? So he's not.
For him, he is also not allowed to listen to music
at all. He's not allowed to listen to music.
Even without wine.
Even without wine.
Without wine, he can't listen to
Even
music.
without wine, he can't listen to music.
Wait. But a person that doesn't listen,
who is not so accustomed to hearing music, only once in a while he hears some music.
So,
he is allowed to listen to music when there is no wine. When there is no wine.
Wouldn't it be counterintuitive
But
to
it's
say
not for the
if somebody has
Nigerians.
so much that it's not that valuable, it's not a chiddush, it's not happy he has it?
We don't. I guess we don't want to see someone in times of bais hamikdash. We don't want someone. We don't like when someone's lying in their pleasures and having such a good party, right? Just like for regular music, we're going to allow. It's okay to hear music, but just music with drinking, you're enjoying yourself too much. So to some people who they go to sleep with the music, they wake up with the music, they're enjoying themselves too much. Listen to it once in a while. Don't listen to it. Don't listen to it morning and night all day long.
No, but I'm trying to understand. The answer is either when you have wine,
or you listen to it too much.
Or too much, but not too much. It's okay.
Not too much is okay when there's no wine.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to okay.
That's it. You got it. You got it. Perfect. Yeah. And
Are you going to bring in the modern
After the show.
whiskey?
yeah.
Everyone's done it.
Everyone's done it?
I mean, we were there.
Today?
How do we hold today?
We're gonna bring it off the line. We're gonna get there. So,
Throw my iPod into the garbage.
not yet. Thank you. There's look at the next piece in the tour, the second column, the end of the first line. Maramafia number 3. Then now he brings the Rambam. This is Rashi and Tosfos. However, Milosh. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Miloshin Harambam Zechrein al Bracha. Smashma de Bekli Osli Shemaya the whole Inyan. Here, music from an instrument is also in any way, no matter when. Ubepeh Dafka ala Yayin. The Rambam in the Sefer Yad, he makes a difference between instruments and singing. Instruments is always usher, and singing is a problem only when there's wine. Aval, but he goes on Aval who beer b'tshuva shayla, but in the tshuva the Rambam changes and he says that usher after mishte, that even singing with your mouth is usher even without wine or alcohol. And so there's no difference. The Rambam and the tshuva, and he says that there is no difference between the two. He says it doesn't. You're not allowed to, according to the Rambam. So, how do you paskin the halacha? So the Beis Yosef paskins like the Rambam and the Sefer Yad. There's a difference between instruments and singing with your mouth. The Ramah is more lenient. He goes with Rashi, with the Ramah paskins like Rashi and Tosfos. So for the Ashkenazim, you're allowed to listen to music as long as you're not drinking wine with it, and you're not accustomed to listening to it all day long. But however, even though the Ramah does paskin like this, so therefore it's definitely mutter. But the Bach, the Magen Avram in the Shalach HaKadosh, Ali Rabba, a lot of Chashav HaPesachim, they want to say that they think the Rambam in the Tshuva is the right way to go. They say you should be machmir for the Rambam. You shouldn't listen to any music. The Bach, the Magen Avram brings it down. So there's some Pesachim, so their Pesachim want to be machmir. But I don't know. It doesn't look like the minhag.
Nobody holds this minhag.
What?
Nobody holds this minhag.
I don't know. You look around. You don't see people being machmir for it. I haven't heard of people being machmir.
Nobody does. But maybe,
it could be there are people, but
maybe somebody does.
But you could. So that's a psak Allah Mikra din is motor. Some placing and they're placing that want to be machmir.
I think the Taliban that they don't have.
Could be chiddush.
Yeah, they have crazy Arabs that are not allowed to sing.
Yeah, the Taliban.
So the shaila is, what's about, let's say by a chasana.
You drink wine.
You go to a chasana. They're serving wine. They're serving mashka. It's freilich. Everyone's having a good time. They're playing music.
And the instrument and music.
What's going on? Oh, your Yerushalayim is different. Yeah, we'll get there.
Play music. That's why they don't make chasanas here.
We'll get there. I'll get there soon. And so, what happens by chasana? How are we allowed to listen to music and have wine at the same time? So the Rishonim bring down that when Tesis and a lot of the Rishonim say that when is it Aser? If some your own music, if the Su'udah is a mitzvah, if it's a Su'udas mitzvah, it's a Chasana, it's a Bris Milah, any other Su'udas mitzvah, then you are allowed to listen. You are allowed to play music. There is no Isser. So that's what happens by. That's what's going on by all the Chasidim.
I mean, the Jewish concert all the time. Was
even.
All the music,
they're serving wine there.
All of them.
They're serving wine there.
No.
Not serving wine.
There's alcohols outside.
Or let's.
That's a
How
problem.
about before that? You can ask. What about we have restaurants? Are there restaurants around here that serve wine?
And music playing all the time.
And they have restaurants that have music playing in the background.
Okay.
Sometimes they even have live bands. Some restaurants. So what's so what goes on over there?
Which Sudas mitzvah is this?
The mashgiach has to make sure that it's not it's kosher.
That's what's going on. So
If you say it's mitzvah, does it neutralize it?
the Divrei Torah is nice, but the Su'udah is not a Su'udas mitzvah. The Su'udah is a Su'udah, and the Divrei Torah is Divrei Torah. You should say Divrei Torah Su'udah, but it doesn't make the Su'udah a Su'udas mitzvah.
You can see you.
So some Prima Gadim actually writes. He says that there's this bad minhag that people have after they finish their meal, they finish eating and drinking, they go out and they start singing songs outside together. He says it's a terrible thing. You have to stop it. And they should make sure. What Prima Gadim?
Yeah.
And just before the Alter Rebbe, he was probably in
300 years ago.
1600s.
16, 17?
300 years ago.
Yeah. So
who is a Yachid opinion?
so Lepel, the Mishnah Berurah brings down that there's I'm not sure who it's from. There are notes on the Mordechai. Not sure if it's from the Ramah or from whom. He writes over there that when is the Isser to drink when to have music when you're drinking wine? When you're drinking wine, you're having a drinking party. If you're having a meal, you're not just drinking wine. You're having food. You're also drinking wine. There's a few things together. It's not just a drinking party. Then that's okay. When did we say it's Usr? It's going to be Usr when you're just drinking. There's no
When
food
you go
involved.
just to a bar.
You have a bar. You're sitting. You're hanging around drinking and listening to music.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it's Usr. But as long as there's food involved.
Yain is samach levav enosh. Doesn't say yain is seuda. Say yain.
You're allowed to drink wine. You're allowed to drink wine. The question is that it says you're not allowed to listen to music while drinking wine. So the question is this any time you're drinking wine, or is this only when you're having like a drinking party? If you're eating food and you're also drinking wine, you're not just drinking wine. Does that apply?
But there's music, the food with the wine and the music.
That's what
That's what we're saying. So
what happens?
So the Mishnah Berurah brings down from there are these notes on the Mordechai that he writes over there that it is okay. It's mutar as long as you're not just drinking wine. As long as there's food involved, it's okay.
Does this include liquor?
I think so.
It's a difference now. Yain or liquor.
I think so. I think it has to do with alcohol. I don't think it's just wine. I think it's alcohol. Yeah, beer.
I think it's wine, not liquor.
Yain is not part of alcohol?
I think.
Yeah.
I think all alcohol more into the. If you look at the end of the pasuk that it brings, b'shir la'yishtu yain, yem ha'shecher l'sheisa. Right, beer should become bitter to those who drink it. Yem ha'shecher.
No, but I
So
think
you see, it's not only wine that they weren't so happy with.
I think I once learned that sheikh is also a different type of wine.
I don't know, but I think the Pashtas, I don't know. Pashtas, I understand that it will be in the same category.
Alcohol, you say?
I think so. That's from what I understand. So that's one of the item you have for the restaurants. There's another heter that's brought down. Is if you're singing to the Eivishter, you're praising
Hashem.
Hashem.
Drink alcohol in our days.
Wait, you're not supposed to drink wine.
Wine, alcohol.
Wine. Are you saying alcohol you're allowed to?
You're allowed to do with alcohol.
To do with wine.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Yain the basar. Truth is, the alcohol.
I don't know what to tell you.
So you're allowed to make
How about on Shabbos? On Shabbos,
beer has an alcohol content that's not a problem because it's not wine.
It could be right.
you're
I
allowed
don't
to dress.
know. I don't know. I didn't say anyone addressed it clearly, so I can't say for sure.
It makes no sense that you're not allowed to eat meat and right? But alcohol you will be allowed. You might even not to eat.
Let's see, so the place that Rishonim bring down, the Rif brings up Rishonim that one is music when you're stop singing music about mundane things, but if you're singing about if you're singing about Torah, you're praising the Eibishter with your song. When you're singing Hashem, that is going to be mutter, and there is no Isser.
Singing to Hashem by singing or singing to Hashem with
both. He says when you're singing to the Eibishter, there is no problem. Look at Maramaki number 4. We'll see it inside. The Torah says, when do we say you're not allowed to play or listen or sing music? Shoot us. It's a song of people singing about how much they love each other. To praise someone, how he looks so nice. And similar things that has nothing to do with the Eibishter. But if you're singing praises to the Eibishter, you're praising Hashem, that's mutter even if you're drinking wine and there's a party. As long as if your kavanah is l'shem shemayim, then it's going to be mutter. There is no isser of listening to music.
Also, most music has to do with all kinds of psukim that are.
So you can. So once you see this, you can say maybe that's why all music nowadays everyone has another pasuk, it has another Maimer Azal. Every song there's some divrei Torah that fits into it. And it could be you could say maybe we are being machmir for the Rambam, right? They shouldn't listen to any music. That's why we have divrei Torah in all our songs. but on the other hand, the place can write very sharply against putting divrei Torah into songs.
Really?
Yeah,
but they do it anyway.
So we're gonna have to figure.
I learned that.
We're gonna have to figure out why the police can write very sharply. Look at Maramaki number 5. Is the Magen Avram brings down the Likutei Maharil, which really comes from the Gemara. We'll see. Look, Kasab the Likutei Maharil. Shaloi kedinhu shemeshirin b'mishte oitcha ki anisani. It's improper. It's not correct that people do that. That by their parties when they're drinking, they start singing psukim oitcha ki anisani ukai gavna and similar parts of davening and Torah. Simchas mereyos, just to have a good time for their party. Yeah, they're singing these psukim for divrei Torah for their own enjoyment. That's not nice. Why? Because then the Torah puts on its sackcloth. It tells the Eibishter, look what your kids did to me. They turned me into an instrument. And he's mitzayin to Sanhedrin Kuf Aleph. The Gemara, it's almost word for word. The Gemara over there says that someone takes psukim from Shir Hashirim and he makes a song out of it. The Torah puts on the sound sackcloth, and he comes to Eibishter. Look, they made me into a kinnor. They turned me into a harp.
Yeah,
right, so
how does that not?
I don't know what's going on over here, right? We see you're supposed to praise the Eibishter, you're supposed to sing to Hashem. The Mel says, and on the other hand, you see the Gemara saying someone makes songs out of Shir Hashem, they're going to get punished. So the Sadei Chemed he brings down, he says
when you don't and you sing it, you remember it more. Today in Playgroup, all the kids, they're playing psukim and all this.
They do it with songs.
They're playing it, so when they go up, they know the.
So the question, what it boils down to is how are you singing the song? Look what he writes. He writes that you're writing l'simchas mereyos. You're singing the songs for your own enjoyment. The Sadei Chemed writes that when is it also to put words of divrei Torah into a song? when your kavanah isn't for the songs, you just want to. It's a geshmaka song. You're having a good time, and you put some words to it. You need some words. So, let's stick in a puzzle. Let's make it sound Jewish. We'll put some divrei Torah into it. That's a problem. What are you doing? But if you're doing a l'shem shemayim and you're singing because you're singing to Hashem, or you're singing because you really care about the Torah so much.
Sing Gizmiras on Shabbos.
That's going to be.
That's real.
Because what are you singing? You're singing to the Eibishter.
That's real, Mishnah. The whole song was created to sing.
You have a lot of Goyim music putting in Jewish words.
Here is nothing gestetner.
Right?
Nothing gestetner in his Chuvas Lahiris Nasan. He writes. He defines it very nicely. He says the lashon of the Gemara is Asuni Kamin Kinner. They made me. The Torah is complaining that they made me like a harp. What is a harp? What is a music instrument? A music instrument is not a means for itself. It's a means to an end. It's a tool. You want the music. You don't care about the harp. You need the music that comes out of it. So when is it a problem? When is the Gemara saying that? It said that you're not allowed to use music. You're not allowed to use music Torah as music when the Torah is just a means to end. You care about. You just want the music. You're not too concerned about the divrei Torah. You just need to put some words to it. So the Torah, if you're using the Torah as a means to another end, it's not derech eretz. That's how you treat the Eibush, the Torah that the Eibush gave you. You want to make the song sound Jewish. You want to put some words to make it catchy. Exactly. Find some other words to use. You don't have to use divrei Torah for that.
They have certain songs that are clearly the value of the rock and roll, the value of the beat. Right. They put in the words later.
Yeah. People always like.
I heard it in the Goyish.
People always argue about it. If you put Jewish words, people always argue if you put Jewish words like Geisha song, does it become Jewish music? But regardless whether it's considered Jewish music, but that's not how you treat divrei Torah. What we're using divrei Torah in order to make other songs kosher. That's not how you treat divrei Torah.
But Rabbeim took Goyish song and make it.
The pale, you see that they are. But what was going on? What was going on over there? What were they bringing out from the nigun? What were they bringing out from the words? Yeah, say those nigunim. They're bringing out a hisayrus and avodas Hashem. They're bringing out. They're not having a party, jumping up and down and
they didn't have something. Just running them without words.
Right, and even if they would have,
just to rap the beats.
Even if
to have a good album,
it's not just for your own enjoyment. It's a part in avodas Hashem. If this is a part of your avodas Hashem, you're taking the song and you're using it as your avodas Hashem, and it's giving you a seirus, then inachinami, that'll be okay, and that'll be fine. But you're just using if you're just using the Torah to give a kosher stamp on music, it's not the way we treat Torah. And the thing is, the problem is, if you look at reality, what's going on? that's not what's happening.
Each song is individual. You can see if a song has a time of a Yiddish.
So you talk Erlichas songs. We also have you also have plenty of other songs which doesn't sound like that's what their kavanah was.
Today you got to Smachas, you're asking yourself which wedding I am. I'm in a disco and the Jewish wedding, you know.
Oh, someone there's a tshuva from the Marshak, Shimon Greenfield. Someone, it was a Talmud of the Maram Shik. Someone wrote to him that they had an argument. His friend refused to go to chasanas because you go to chasanas and they see that they're playing music with divrei Torah. He says, "Not right. It's us. You're not allowed to do this." He calls it a phonograph. What's phonograph? That's what they call it in the Facebook. I don't know what that is. Is that the old phonograph? Phonograph?
You're too young.
It was before the 8-track, before the cassette.
They don't have that.
All the Facebook.
It was
They were 78
RPM. Like you play a record.
They weren't 33 or 45. They were big plastic discs.
I know. I'm 58 years old. He doesn't know.
This is before the record players, right? This is before the record players.
That was the invention. That was the recorded device invention.
Okay. So they're talking there. He said the tshuva. So saying he had an argument. His friend won't go to chasanos because they're playing music with divrei Torah on phonographs, and he refused to go to chasanos. He says he doesn't think that's right. He says he doesn't think that's a reason not to go to chasanos. So they try being lamed schus on the minhag. So the Marashag, it's actually jumped down. It's Maramaki number 7. And he wants to say it depends for whom. He said people who are naturally they're depressed people and they need music to cheer them up. So for them, he could be melamed schus. Look what he writes. He says v'ayin b'shut Marashag. The nisha who Allah b'tivei lovei lidei atzvo. Someone who b'teva he gets depressed. Ve'in olav chaytin shmei kol phonograph mahafik sanai. It's not a veda for him if he listens to this music, even as divrei Torah, when he's in order to cheer himself up.
Let's give him chayus a little bit. He's giving him chayus.
Yeah, it's a you have to be the simcha. It's like his refuah.
That's a mitzvah for them. That's a mitzvah for them.
They need to cheer up. I guess if you could find other music without divrei Torah, maybe you should find other music. But this is what he has. Then, if it cheers him up, that's what he needs.
Shalom Hamelech.
What?
He had some problems.
Okay, so
he asked David to
play music for him.
Maybe it was before the problem. I played them. So
right, yeah, that was before that was before they built the base on hamikdash. And he says, but if it's not, that's not the case. If it's not the case, and he says you're not allowed to listen to the music because with divrei Torah, if the songs aren't, if the divrei Torah isn't being used as a tachlis for itself. And there's another. That's one limud you have from the Marshag. So Lahidus Nasan. He also has another limud. He says, what do you want to do? I agree 100%. That's us. You're not allowed to do it. But what's the other option? So you're not going to have. Let's say we're going to stop making Jewish music with words. So some people need to listen to music. What are they going to listen to then?
There's also an aspect. Is this an aspect today where you can't put something on the keyboard that they can't follow?
Well, the Chachamim already made the Gezeira.
So I'm saying today,
could we undo what they did?
No, I'm saying, has there been any modern respected posting that said that where are we going to draw the line because it's widespread?
Also,
music is what it is.
So look what Lahidus Nasan says. He says it's not exactly what you're saying, but look inside Maramaki number 6. He says, now you hear outside there's songs of not good things. Mibali HaRadio, from the people Hashvalim, from the low people on the radio, they play their music. Asher Komag and Muslim, their whole goal is Lahafitz Eres Shazuahma, the Libes Sheineihem. Their whole tachlis is to poison the hearts of the people that are listening to. And many people, it's hard for them to hold back. It's hard not to listen to the radio. People like listening to music, and you have the radio in your car. It's hard not to listen. It's hard for them. He says, therefore, better they should listen to songs which have psukim with the Torah on it. From the big isser, better they should you let them listen to these songs with the Torah to stop them from listening to other songs which come from the Gimel Klippos Atmeis.
When was this written? Who was this? What year? I mean, it must have been
like 50 years ago. Yeah, he's recent.
Later, 60, 70 years.
Very interesting because when a lot of these tapes are misheard you in Yiddishkeit. So some of the old tapes, like the old Avram Free, the old one,
they're more heartsick. They're more
very heartsick. So it really makes a difference of what the music is, how the words are.
Right. So it's not that you're not allowed to listen to songs with divrei Torah on it. The shaila is what type of nigun is it? Certain nigunim you see that it's giving you a hisayrus. You use it on Avodas Hashem.
Not only it's not us, it's probably encouraged to listen.
Yeah. If he gives you a search on Avodas Hashem, you talk. Yeah, nigunim you. It's a part of Avodas Hashem, seeking nigunim and being ba'ir yourself. So it depends what type of nigunim you're listening to. Some nigunim it gives you a hisayrus, it gives you a varmkeit, it helps you in your Avodas Hashem. So Adrabah, you should listen to them. Certain nigunim.
Sfaradim singing the whole davening. The Sfaradim singing the whole davening.
The melody,
And loudly.
So that's
Give you a lot of inspiration.
They sing the davening, but that's...
It depends what type of music. Certain music, you would think you're in a bar unless you heard the Hebrew words which are in there. And
it's so wrong.
So you like it?
It's such a it's so wrong, that song. It's so wrong. It's not as Kurdish, it's nothing. That's what he's talking about.
It's better than your
How come everybody sing it?
Because it's spoken. It's not real.
Fine.
Everybody sing it.
So
I know, because it's catchy. It's a rock beat. It's a beat to shake you, you know.
Those are two of the limudei schos that they have for this.
Not a real thing.
And some other had Tatum, so that's about listening to songs of divrei Torah. But going back to listening to music b'chlal, so also we're now even before the 3 weeks, and there's a story in Yerushalayim. I mentioned Yerushalayim. They don't play music by chasanas.
Right.
So where did that start from? So in Tafresh Chafei, there was a plague. I'm not sure exactly what happened. There was a big plague, and a lot of people were getting sick. And I'm not sure who it was. Some person, he had a dream, and he was told some great mentors told that the reason why there's this Magefa that's happening is because people aren't mourning the destruction of the bais hamikdash in Yerushalayim. People are going on their lives are regular. They're not too bothered by the fact that the Yerushalayim is destroyed.
Nothing changed.
Galus doesn't bother them.
They didn't change
common problem. Galus doesn't bother them.
Yeah, Galus wasn't bothering them. So that is outside. They're living right in Yerushalayim, and it's not bothering them. So therefore, a bunch of the Gainim and the Chaim Brisker and
when did this happen?
What year is that in English?
100 years ago.
100 years. Okay.
A little more than that.
No,
1915.
150 years
Right.
ago.
No, so he right.
So
18.
So Chaim Brisker and another Zunenfeld, I forgot his name. There were a few. Yes, so Chaim Zunenfeld. There's a lot of Chashav Peskim. When they came out, they made a few gesayos. They said they made a takana that by Chasinos and by Silas Nisa Bris Milas you should not play music. And so I think that's what they do now.
You mean in Yerushalayim?
Yes, I think they say it only applies to the old city.
Yeah.
The old city of Yerushalayim.
Right.
So I'm not sure. I hear some people say they only do drums or they have only recorded music. I'm not sure. One instrument. I'm not sure exactly what they do. But that's another takana that they made in Yerushalayim.
I told you Yerushalmi did it because they want to save money on bands. So they make a rule, They want one drum. That's
Have to be good.
And
like the Gerich sitting, have a certain rules and Chassan. That's it.
Yeah, in Monty also have that.
so,
It's where
The corners, the corners.
yeah, what else is there? There's also when it comes to this is all. There's also a heter, someone who's his parnasa playing music. That's what he does for a living. So he's playing. I don't know. He plays if he plays all year round, not to listen to music. He says recorded music. If it's a recording of instruments, then it's also just like instruments. And if it's a recording of singing, so then it's like singing, which is going to be mutter. So I think people apply